Hey everyone, so I am back with video number 2. I wanted to do a video tonight, and as you can tell, it's slightly in a different, so it's in the same room, but it's in a different position because it's a nighttime, and the lighting on this wall where I recorded last time is so bad. And then I went over here to the window, and it was actually really good, but I didn't really have anywhere to like set up, so I was like, okay, well, I have the shelf here, so I'm sure I could set up here. So I was getting my son to sleep, and I was laying in bed contemplating on what video to make because I have a list of videos, and I was going back and forth with different ones, and I was like, oh, I'll do this. I wanted to do a talking video. I had to work today, so I didn't really put makeup on. I did do my hair, but it went pretty flat because doing things with my son, and I put it up in a ponytail, and so it just like it was nice and curly and pretty at work today. So yeah, I just wanted to do an easy video, so I was like, okay, let's do a talking video. I have a couple different ones there. Then I was like, okay, let's just do this one. It'll be quick and easy, and it'll be a good video for me to edit, as long as I don't say or a lot. So let's get into the actual talking of the purpose of this video. I do all kinds of people's hair. I do adults, women, children's, men, all kinds of different hair. And like, people are constantly asking me like, what, like, hairstylists or like therapists, what is like the best advice you've given, or what is something like you think is important to take away from the salon. And my number one thing is, I am like, kids. I have the best advice for kids haircuts. And I have told so many people this. I've told clients, I've told people like down at errands. My grandma, I needed to go in and pay her errands bill for her, and I told the guys there, they're like, oh yeah, we know your grandma, and what do you do? And I was like, oh, I'm a hairstylist. And they're like, oh, where at? And oh, I've taken my kid there before, and kids don't really like it, especially first haircuts, and blah blah blah. And I have the best advice, and I try to tell everybody this, and they're actually like, that's actually really good advice, and it makes sense when you think about it. So typically it's generated towards more like little boys cut. Let's face it, little boys have to get their haircuts way more often. Men have to get their haircut way more often than women, unless it's short haircuts for women. Like, so just short haircuts in general. It's not a sexist thing at all. It's just facts. I'm a hairstylist. I know this. If you're other hairstylists too, and you try to say that that is not true, we all know you're lying. Okay? I see all my men clients way more than I see my women clients. Facts. So what is this big advice that I'm talking about? So you go in and you have the parents, and they're like, I have to get my son's haircut. It's in his eyes, it's over his ears, it's super long on the neck. Those are the key things that they say. But in their head, they don't really register what exactly they're saying. Of course, if they add on, this is their first haircut, or oh, they've only had a couple haircuts, or they're not so good with haircuts, or he'll give you about 10 minutes before he starts freaking out. And that's very common things that I hear on a daily basis when I'm cutting kids' hair, because it's scary. A stranger is touching you and trying to cut your hair, and your parents are forcing you to sit there alone, and it's very scary for children. And this is what I tell other people too that aren't my clients. When you go into a hairstylist, what is the main thing? Getting the hair out of their eyes. So get it up there. However short you take it, get it out of their eyes and make sure it's gonna last you a little while. Next is ears. When you have a short haircut and it grows out and it touches your ears, that is like a key thing for people. They're like, I need to get my hair cut. I can feel it on my ears. And it also makes the hair look really shaggy when it's touching the ears. and people have to tuck it and they hate doing that as well. So next, after you get it out of their eyes and get it off their ears, this is one of the main things that I say generate more towards like little boy haircuts, is that, you know, it's so short that when it grows out it gets over their ears. Girls, not so much. Girls, especially little girls, more tend to have longer hair. Not always true, definitely not always true. I've done little tiny girls with super short pixie haircuts and stuff, but I'm just talking in a general haircutting day, let's say that. So get it off of their ears. Next, get it off of the neck, because once the hair gets on the neck, it gets sweaty, it gets itchy, it's bugging them constantly. They're always going like this and like this, and so get it off their eyes, ears, and neck. So you're like, okay, well, that's a haircut. What's left? This middle section. So people are always worried, oh, it's gonna look like a bowl cut or something. And I'm like, no. The key, that is not the end of my advice. That's just the beginning. So if a kid is only going to give you, as the parent says, 10 minutes of non-freak out time, well, getting it off their eyes, their ears, their neck, that's a starting point. If after that they're freaking out, call it a day or call it a timeout. Take them out of the salon, you know, pay for your haircut, because you still got to pay us. So pay for the haircut, tip your stylist, take them out of the salon, tip your stylist, especially if they're working on your children, because it is not an easy task. Decide to take a break, like, okay, let's maybe run and go get something to drink, or hey, let's, like when I worked in the mall, let's just go for a walk around the mall really fast, and we'll come back and, you know, maybe finish the haircut, cut the middle section, layer it up, making sure it's not looking like a bowl haircut. Or call it a day. Say, you did great. We're gonna go home. We're gonna have pizza for dinner. Or mommy's making spaghetti. Daddy is gonna make hamburgers. Whatever it is, let's go home for the day. You did awesome today. Let's come back tomorrow or maybe in a few days and try again. I was so completely cool with you coming back another day or another time, because you want to get, like, the parents obviously want their kids' haircut. And like I said, the key thing that they say is get it. I need it out of their eyes, off their ears, off their neck. That is the key thing to do right there. If it's looking kind of bowlish, or if I have enough time, I'll throw in a few layers or point cut, texturize it a little bit to make it a little less bowl cut. But that's the key right there. And I am not a person, I will straight up tell a parent, I'm like, if they start screaming or whatever, I'm not cutting their hair. I am not in the business for traumatizing children. It's not what I am. It's not what any hairstylist is. And you don't want your children to always hate the hairstylist. The point is to get them to like us. So another thing that's important is going to the same stylist over and over again. I am constantly telling people, I am like, this is where it's at. This is like the key thing, is getting it out of the eyes, off the ears, off the neck. The rest of it, you can figure out later. I've done tons of haircuts too where I just did that and it didn't look like a bowl cut. It just, like, you know, none of the middle got cut and it was fine. The parents were like, oh my gosh, they didn't cry, or oh my gosh, that was so fast and it looks so much better already. There are so many different elements and aspects to what is the haircut they had before, slash what has it grown out to be, slash what I'm trying to do to help. So yeah, that's just my hairstylist advice to all the parents out there about going to a hairstylist and getting your kid's haircut, especially if they're really young, if they're like the age 5 and under. That's a key thing, you know. Most of you even say it as soon as you walk in the salon and you don't realize you say it. Get it out of their ear, or get it out of their eyes, off their ears, off the neck. I think I've said that like 20 million times during this video, but it's true. It's the key thing. It's where to go from. And I really hope you guys take my advice, and I really hope that this advice works out for some of you out there. And let me know if it does down in the comments. And not every stylist is going to agree with me, and that's okay. Not every parent is going to agree with me, and that's okay. Like I said, it's all depending. And yeah, so I'm gonna leave this video now. I'm gonna edit it and upload it and all that stuff. And like I said, I have plans for some more videos, so stay tuned because I'm sure there will be another one coming very soon after this. All right, thank you guys. Bye.